Kevin Pollock, Pawlak, with Brown County Sheriff. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Assistant Chief Joel Maxam, Joelmaxam, Oneida PD.
Okay, so tonight we just want to talk about the incident that happened at the Radisson. We are assisting. First of all, the jurisdiction is in the town of Oneida, or the Oneida Reservation, which is also within the village of Ashwaubenon, which is also within the county of Brown. With all the resources taken up, they've asked us to be the PIO for the Oneida PD today, so that's why we're here, and that is also why there's a little bit of a delay. We apologize for that. Our thoughts and prayers go out. There was a shooting at the Radisson. The suspect is deceased. The police have shot the suspect, so there's no threat to the public. It appears to be a targeted event, not a random shooting. It was targeting a specific victim who was not there, but he decided to still shoot some of the victim's friends or co-workers, it appears. So he then shot two of the co-workers' friends that are also deceased, and then there's one other victim that is seriously wounded and, to our understanding, has been flown to Freighter or somewhere down in Milwaukee, so undergoing surgery. So in total we have two victims that are deceased, one victim that is seriously injured, and then the shooter himself is deceased. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the victims, and we are in for a long night, obviously, but probably not as long as their night's going to be. DCI is conducting the officer-involved shooting portion of it. Oneida PD, with the help of the Brown County Sheriff's Department, is investigating the homicide portions of it. Probably expected to be there through the night at least, if not late into the morning, tomorrow morning. I have just the call came in at 7:28 p.m. The first call came in as within the restaurant area called, what was the restaurant called? Duck Creek restaurant within the Radisson, that there was someone shot inside the Radisson, and that's how the first calls came out. As officers realized it was similar to an active shooter that we trained for, they called for a tactical alert, which brings every agency from around the area to the casino, or to the Radisson. So each agency within Brown County went, so I won't have to name them all, but they were all there, as were all the local fire departments eventually after they needed assistance, as well as all the local rescue squads. And then including Outagamie County came, as they were in Seymour, as you guys probably heard, they had a ammonia leak, and so they were close by and they came as well. DCI is on scene with assisting, and so is the FBI and the State Patrol as well. And we thank them for their assistance. And that's all we have for you right now. We'll be putting out a lot more information in the coming days, 24 hours, and probably look for some kind of joint press conference on Monday morning. We'll put something more out on Twitter if you follow the Sheriff's Department Twitter or the DCI Twitter as far as future press conferences go. That'll be the plan. Any questions at all? I can really only answer a few, and to be honest, Assistant Chief and I really haven't been through the scene, so I can only tell you what I know and been briefed on myself. So, but I'll try to answer a few, but that'll probably be pretty limited.
The two deceased victims, they were friends of the intended target?
We think so.
Okay.
We think so, and it appears, or at least was an acquaintance of the intended target.
Just confirming, so 3 dead, including the shooter, 1 other injured.
Correct. Total of 4.
4 victims.
4 shooting victims, 3 of deceased, including the shooter. Yep, that is correct.
Was the shooter a former employee at the restaurant, or who was he targeting?
Yeah, we think so, but again, it's pretty fluid, and we're not 100% sure. I wouldn't want to put that out, but it appears there's some relationship that had to do with employment. Whether or not they all work there we're still working on.
Do you have any information on the weapon that was used?
I don't have any weapon information.
Do we know if did you say this was an employee?
The target, I believe, was an employee,
But the shooter hasn't.
Yeah, the shooter. Yeah, we're not sure if the shooter was. We believe his target was, but that person was not there. But then he still decided to shoot some other acquaintances or coworker or ex-coworkers or workers of the restaurant.
Are we aware of any prior disagreements or confrontations between the two individuals?
Yeah, it certainly was. Yeah, it was a. Sounds like a relationship of. Personal relationship for sure.
All right, so I'm sorry, just to be clear, the shooter either was an employee or an ex-employee, or was a personal relationship with an employee at the restaurant?
I believe the latter.
The latter.
Latter, yep.
Personal relationship.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What's going on at the scene right now? Are they still clearing the casino? People.
The casino is clear from a some suspect perspective, and they're just doing some protective sweeps just to be sure. Like this, pretty typical with these, and then they'll get started processing it, and they are still taking quite a few witness statements that they've taken from anyone that witnessed it, and I think they're doing that at the bingo hall, and then they're busing those patrons to a different location for the night. So DCI is helping with that. So that's on one end of the building. The other end of the building, they're sweeping it for any other problems. So that'll be on for all night long. So
Any ages or genders of the victims, and are you identifying the suspect tonight?
none of that will be released tonight. No. So all right.
So their families are aware of it. Have you guys notified the families?
I know that's underway. I don't know if they've been notified at all.
Okay.
But I know that's part of the process right now. So all right. Well, thank you very much.
Are there any details about the name of the shooter or anything about him?
Not that we're releasing at this point. Yep.
And the shooter was taken down by officials?
Pardon?
The shooter was taken down by officers?
Yes, he was. Yep.
So you're identifying the shooter as a he.
It's a male. Yeah, the shooter's a male.
Are you able?
Uh,
Were all the victims located inside, or were some of them outside?
Two were for sure inside, and then one was either outside or near outside, and the male was killed outside.
Is
But
there any knowledge of a restraining order being out against the shooter?
not to my knowledge.
When you say inside, was this all in the Duck Creek restaurant?
The initial start of this was correct.
Okay, so all the victims were shot with.
Two of the victims were shot inside the restaurant. One was, it appears to be either right outside or near outside. Again, I didn't walk the scene yet, so near outside or right outside, and then the suspect was for sure outside. Outside of the backside of the area of the
No officers hurt.
No officers were hurt. And like I said, the one victim that was seriously hurt has been transferred to Milwaukee.
Do we know which agency was involved in the shooting of the suspect?
We're not exactly clear because of how many officers responded, so we're still cleaning that up, but we'll definitely release that when
Is there an idea of who was in the area?
it was well, this, because as I explained in the beginning, it's such a complex area as far as jurisdiction goes. There's a lot of overlapping parts, so but we will release that when we have it all figured out.
Did he fire at officers?
I don't know that. So, all right, thank you very much.